So from the first video you saw the return on investment in a financial sense. Every asset has three types of return on investments. The first one is commercial or financial. The second is what's called social capital. For a festival, it's tremendously important, social capital, because it gets people together. And you can read about what social capital means in the accompanying sheets. So if we have a look at that one event again, which was the Wine and Food Festival. Now if you remember, it started off by losing money. But in fact, in social capital terms, it actually did quite well. Now, once again, I've got positive social capital and negative social capital. You notice there's no marks on this because we're using what's called comparative measurement, not an absolute measurement. That's once again is explained in the sheets on virtual asset management. So it's demonstrative, if you like. We're just showing you what it looks like. So let's assume that in the first year, lots of people came to the event. They didn't make money, if you remember, money-wise it was down there. But actually quite a few people came, and not only that, quite a few associations were very interested in it. So in terms of social capital, and also it used up the space that was normally not used. It's in an area, let's say, down near the creek that it's not used very often. And so in terms of social capital, it was quite good. It was actually up here in the first year. Now, in the second year, once again, social capital actually got better because more and more people came, more people heard about it, and it kept going. And in fact, in social capital terms, you'll find that it actually did extremely well. And if you remember around about here, it starts to drop. Remember, not as many people came to it. So in social capital terms, though, on the other hand, it still got publicity. It still did quite well. So in fact, it almost kept going straight across in terms of social capital. So in fact, although it dropped in financial terms, in social capital terms it did quite well. And that's important because there's three graphs, not just the one. We tend to measure it in terms of finance, but we well know that events aren't just about finance. We know that events are very much about getting communities together, making the place worthwhile to live in. Very important. So that's the social capital for the Wine and Food Festival. Now the concert series. Now the concert series didn't actually get a huge number of people, so in comparative terms, which is what we're really talking about here, don't forget, comparative terms, the social capital wasn't as great. It only appealed to one specific group in the community. But it pretty well did well over the years. And we actually changed it in 1 year and decided to expand the sort of concerts, and we suddenly got a different age group. So the social capital actually went up after we realised what we needed to do, and that was the concert in the park. Now obviously this is not some sort of 100% accuracy. That's not what we're talking about here. When we talk about asset management and measurement, we're talking about comparative measurement. But without something like this, it's very difficult to show people what the return on investment for an event is. And it must be over a period of time. It cannot be just for 1 year. And I'm talking here about local councils, authorities, and for companies. I'm not talking about the one-off concert or something like that. So the concert series actually kept getting better and better over the years. So that is the second, social capital. The third is the brand.